Welcome to Pleroma Pathways, Apocalyptic and Mystic Christianity, where we explore esoteric and apocalyptic texts. The idea that the Apocryphon of John aligns with Buddhist Śūnyatā is a misinterpretation. While both traditions use terms like fullness and emptiness, their meanings and implications differ significantly. 1. The Apocryphon of John does not teach Śūnyatā. The Apocryphon of John presents the Pleroma as fullness, not emptiness. The great invisible spirit is described as ineffable, but it is not equivalent to Buddhist Śūnyatā. The text states, "It is the immeasurable light, the pure, holy brightness, ineffable. It is unpolluted, indivisible, ineffable truth that no one can comprehend." This passage clearly presents the Pleroma as fullness, not emptiness. The Gnostic concept of divine reality is one of light, truth, and indivisibility, not the negation of inherent existence, as seen in Madhyamaka Śūnyatā. Unlike Buddhist thought, which denies an ultimate self-existent reality, Gnosticism affirms a transcendent and self-sustaining divine realm. This does not align with the Mahāyāna doctrine of Śūnyatā, which emphasizes that all dharmas are empty of inherent existence. Gnostic cosmology asserts the real existence of the Pleroma. It is not merely a conceptual negation. 2. Dependence versus emanation, contrasting ontologies. Buddhist Śūnyatā in Madhyamaka states that all things arise dependently, pratitya samutpada, meaning they have no intrinsic being. Gnostic thought, however, teaches emanation, where aeons emerge as real, divine attributes from the first principle. The Pleroma is not dependent on conditions. It is a self-existing realm of divine fullness. Madhyamaka Śūnyatā ultimately negates inherent existence, whereas Gnostic emanationism affirms the ontological reality of divine being. The two are irreconcilable. 3. The Apocryphon of John does not teach non-grasping, anatmangraha. In Buddhist Śūnyatā Samadhi, liberation involves the dissolution of attachment, atmagraha. The Apocryphon of John, however, does not describe salvation as detachment from all conditioned existence, but rather as the restoration of divine knowledge, gnosis. The false reality constructed by the archons is a deception, not an illusion in the Madhyamaka sense. The Gnostic path is about recovering knowledge of one's origin, not merely overcoming conceptual grasping. The text speaks of ignorance as the cause of entrapment, not clinging to inherently non-existent dharmas. 4. Parmenides and Gnostic thought are not Buddhist. Parmenides' notion of aletheia, truth, contrasts doxa, opinion, asserting that reality is unchanging and eternal. This aligns more with Platonic metaphysics than with Buddhist dependent origination. The Apocryphon of John's reference to the great invisible spirit reflects this unchanging reality, not the impermanence of all things. Additionally, the passage about archons as afflictions does not support Buddhist klesha Śūnyatā. Gnosticism does not teach purification through non-grasping, but liberation through knowledge, the recognition of one's divine origin. 5. The true meaning of Pleroma. Pleroma is not an emptiness awaiting conceptual deconstruction. It is the fullness of divine attributes. The idea that the luminous Pleroma corresponds to Buddhist Śūnyatā Samadhi overlooks the fact that Gnostic illumination is about reunion with the divine, not transcendence into non-dual emptiness. The Buddhist path ultimately negates the self. Gnosticism, however, teaches that the self, as a divine reality, must be restored. This is the fundamental difference. Gnosis leads to fullness, not dissolution. Śūnyatā leads to emptiness, negating inherent existence. Conclusion: no synthesis between Gnosticism and Buddhism. Attempts to merge these traditions distort both. The Apocryphon of John does not teach pratityasam or non-grasping anatmagraha. Instead, it affirms the real existence of divine fullness, the deception of the archons, and the necessity of recovering knowledge of one's divine origin. Buddhism and Gnosticism remain distinct. One negates selfhood, the other seeks its restoration.